You'll never stop thinking about this.
We have no evidence of free will, right? Free will is a subjective illusion. There's good studies that back this up, by the way. So if you take an object like this, and I tell you, pick up this object with your right hand or your left hand. You can pick whichever one you want to, it doesn't matter. There's a cool study that shows that before you know which hand you're gonna use, you can measure something in the brain that will tell you which hand you will use. So you will know through a biological measurement which choice a human being will make before they make it, before they have conscious awareness of making that choice.
It sounds like an airtight case, doesn't it? Well, not so fast. What's fascinating here is this psychiatrist doesn't even give the full picture of all of the data and the research and the studies that have been done. What's very interesting is that anytime you hear someone say that there is no evidence for the other side, let a red flag go up. No matter what the scenario, there's almost always some piece of evidence. So we've got to be fair and be able to lay out all the evidence. And what this psychiatrist does fail to mention too is the massive debate in the neurological community and beyond, and philosophical community, about whether or not free will exists. It's not a closed and shut case. And with that, let me present to you a neurosurgeon who actually brings up some absolutely wild studies that I know are going to completely shift the paradigm.
Wilder Penfield also studied free will, and he did a very interesting study. During these awake brain operations, he would stimulate the surface of the patient's brain, and if you stimulate the right place, you can make them do things like make them raise their arm. He would ask them during the surgery to occasionally raise their arm themselves without him stimulating them. And you can't feel your brain. Your brain has no sensory things, and the patients are under surgical drapes, so they can't see what he's doing. And he would ask them, when your arm goes up, I want you to tell me whether you did it or whether I did it. And they always got it right. Hundreds of thousands of trials of this in 1,100 patients. No one ever missed it. No one ever got it wrong. And he concluded then that he couldn't find any place in the brain that simulated free will, that free will wasn't in the brain, that you could always tell, this is my will. This is not someone doing it to me. So free will is not a brain function.
Okay, so just think about the implications of what that means. This is just one piece of evidence in the argument for free will. But what this shows is there is, in a sense, a third entity, a third party that is outside of the brain, or at least in some distinct way separated from the brain, that can stimulate the brain to cause your arm to raise versus just being stimulated and chosen directly in the brain. If it was directly chosen in the brain, and that is where the decision, the choice actually begun, which is what the psychiatrist argues, you would have awareness of that occurring within your brain, if that's where it originated. The free will argument, which is incredibly strong and is also how everyone lives their life. So always take a pause anytime you hear someone say this.